Yeah, a lot of upsets have been going on. Again, part of me is a little bit sad that we didn't get to cast Wayne versus Dark. Like, I had the opportunity, but I wanted to hold out for Spirit versus Reaper, a series that we never got to cast. So, feels bad, man. Regardless, we're here with our next series, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Hard Lead, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Team Onside. It is Solar. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Storm Gaming. It is Gerald. Here we go. Roddy's casting Clem Firefly. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I mean, technically we could as well. It's being covered by the clean feed, the Chinese casters. Much love to SC Boy. They are covering that. 1-1. Yeah, there you go. that tracks with my narrative in my mind. Like, again, I would not be surprised if Firefly takes down Clem. He's done it before, he could do it again. For him to go to the ace match, I mean, props to Firefly. Even if he gets knocked out there, you know, again, he's an amazing player, so best of luck to Firefly. Again, I would say that Firefly is kind of like the rising star of this year. Like, he's just done so well for himself, found a new team a couple of months ago, and I mean, typically Firefly, he usually excels in the team league format, less so in individual leagues, but recently that has been changing. Recently his success has been shifting over to the individual leagues as well, so that's why it's really cool to see Firefly finally get some more consistent, solid wins in this more best of 3, best of 5 format, as opposed to the best of 2s, which is usually like where, again, Firefly thrived. But now we are getting into our first game of this series, and so far everything is looking as it should here. With settling into our ZvP. So far, standard opener, hatch gas pool out of Solar. Likewise, again, expand into the cyber core for Gerald. Everything looking as it should. Again, Gerald, he's a Protoss player that thrives a lot in the mid game, I would say. He'll thrive in the mid game, not necessarily saying yes he has to be hyper aggressive. That's more like Cristiano. He's all about the Archon Immortal Death Ball that he pushes out on 3-base saturation. Gerald, he's a little bit more flexible, a little bit more well-rounded, and we'll see what he brings to the table. So far, Stargate opener here from Gerald. Should be for Oracle, should be for a third base. The opener here from Gerald should be standard, but we'll keep an eye on him. We'll see if he goes for a Void Ray first, or even a Phoenix first. They are viable options here for Gerald. They are viable. That's what you mean by the Chinese casters. They're offering a clean feed. Yeah. Yeah, they are. They got the clean feed, man. The clean feed. As for now, we do have an Oracle opener as well from Gerald, as to be expected here. Like, everything in the early game should be looking normal from Gerald, but it's from here where he can start deviating, you know, going into a Twilight Council into a 3-base all-in. We could see a Twilight Council Robo, we could see a Forge Robo into a delayed Twilight Council. There's a lot available here for our Protoss. Meanwhile, Lings, they come in for a bit of a counterattack, but we wall off just in time. Gerald, he holds onto his third base. At the same time, we have the Oracle zooming across the map. There are 2 queens in position, and this third base should be safe. Ooh, as one drone goes down, but we do a lot of hull damage to this Oracle. Up. We find a larva, almost get a drone. Oh, the Oracle takes even more hits, though barely does escape. Barely gets the hell out of there. And behind this, that is a lot of gateways. And this is what I mean when I say that Gerald, he thrives in the mid-game, and his transition from a standard opener can go in any direction. That's going to be 4 gates in total. But what I find really interesting about this is, where's the Twilight Council? This would be primed for like 4 gates Glaive at Eps, for example. But no Twilight Council, which means no Glaives, no Blink, no Charge, no Forge either. Are we going for like a Sentry based all-in? Like, I'm I'm a little bit perplexed. I'm a little bit confused just because of how late the tech is. And there it is. Twilight Council is now on the way. I'll be honest, based on the amount of resources that we have banked up, I think this is a mistake. I think this was meant to be thrown down earlier. I'm pretty convinced, actually. I'm pretty convinced that this Twilight Council was unintentionally delayed, but here we go. Vanilla Adepts are going to be shading across the map. They get a couple of workers. Two of them do shade into the natural, at least forcing some lost mining time. As we do manage to get more drones. Solar, he's falling apart. 8 workers go down, 9 workers even. Ay. Gerald with this offbeat Adept attack gets 9 worker kills back at home. He's fully saturated. Now we have Blink on the way. We're going for another gateway explosion. There's the Forge. So really good damage done here from Gerald. The downside is the tech is late. The tech is very delayed. Very late Blink, very late Forge, late upgrades, +1. So there's a bit of a give and take here, where Gerald's able to take a lead economically, but it's going to take a little bit longer for his Stalkers to really come online. Despite that, he's pushing on creep. This feels a little bit illegal. This feels very ambitious, and yeah, we force a recall. Ugh. Both Stalkers go down, and recall is wasted. We don't save anything. And again, just really adventurous to push onto creep without Blink. On the 4th base, gets surrounded. Do force a cancel. Solar, he is doing some counter damage here. Cancels the 4th, catches a couple of Stalkers, wastes the recall. Solar, he is catching back up. The clean feed instead of the dirty feed. Oh, we can't show the dirty feed on Twitch, Baffy. Oh, it's not safe for work. Hi. As the Stalkers, they do push them forward. They catch a queen. Not bad. They do manage to get a queen. They could even get another. Ooh. Wings, they do come in to reinforce. They catch a Stalker. Behind this, Gerald, he's working on his charge upgrade as well. Doubling down on a gateway-based army. Blink Stalkers and charge lots. With Blink Stalkers on their own, they can struggle. Especially against so many Lings. We catch another Stalker. Again, trading minerals for gas, essentially. So, a good trade here from Solar. Ah, he gets the Oracle. Does a move forward. And behind this Solar, he's been taking. He's been taking all of his gases. Hydrogen is done. Hive is on the way. And here comes that Lurker Den. So, Solar, he's been defending with Pure Ling Queen. And now we're going to be diversifying, getting into Hydras, getting into eventually Lurkers. And that is the late game that Solar he's rushing towards. And he does catch a couple of these Stalkers. Zealot's a little bit late to the party. But Gerald, he needs to attack now. He needs to break Solar here and now because he will be outscaled. Gerald, I mentioned earlier that his tech has been late this game, and as a result, his Robotics Bay is late as well because his Robo was delayed. Charge still not quite done, but we gotta go. Charge finishing up in a couple of seconds. The Hydras have been revealed. Solar, he does hold, and that Lurker Den is finishing. And here come those Lurker upgrades. Groove Spine's on the way, soon Adaptive Talons. Adrenal, the Hive is completed. Solar, tech-wise, he's getting out of control. He's not there yet, but he's getting there. Zealots are going to be shut down here on the right-hand side. Likewise, Stalkers, they almost get another queen. But Solar, he's been able to drone up to 82. And soon, there we go. The Lurkers have arrived. Not just going to be Lurkers. With this Hive, we should work towards Vipers as well. You know, Gerald, he pushes in. He sees Lurkers. He gets one. He gets 2 Lurkers. Good pickups here from Gerald. More importantly, he scouts. He is now aware of the Lurker production. He's aware of the tech. And what do we do from here? Disruptors are on the way already. Disruptors, Templar Archives for Archons, Zealot Rambai comes in, but we have Ling Hydra to stop it. We do force a cancel. We contain contain Solo to 4 bases. And Solo is going to have to double expand from here. Gerald, he's doing a good job at being active with what he has. But really, Gerald, he's just trying to buy time. He's trying to buy time here for his disruptors. Oh, that's a kill, not a cancel. It's a kill on the hatchery. Solo going to keep on pushing, but he has been bleeding out a lot. Here we go. The Colossi have arrived. Disruptors as well. At the same time, a big lurker counterattack. Oof. Gonna take down the cannon. Do we have the tech? We do have the revelation. The Nevis. Ooh, big connections. 3 lurkers did go down. We dive on the rest as well. Oh my, that was the in-advice blink. Oh my god. We blinked onto the lurkers and everything just melted. Ah, Gerald. The Stalkers go down. The Colossus as well. Again, just a little bit too ambitious. GG gets called, and Solar will take game number 1. GG. Ay, ay, ay. He was crazy. He dove on the lurkers, lost everything as a result, and things just snowballed out of control very quickly from there. GG. Solar does take the first game. GG. And with that, we're going to be getting in towards game number 2. Now, to be fair, in that position, like, Gerald, he was kind of up against the wall. You know, a ground toss army against a lurker-based composition is always going to be difficult for the Protoss. Oh, as we try to make sure we get into... okay, we're good. we're good. Try to make sure we get into the lobby. But yeah, like, Solo, he was able to successfully defend with Lings and tech up into lurkers, and even if we hadn't dove on the lurkers in that moment from Gerald, it still would have been difficult for him to break that position, to actually protect that Nexus, just because, again, there were just so many lurkers that he was up against. We had some really good Novas, to be fair, so it wasn't an unwinnable position from Gerald, but it was going to be difficult nonetheless, and... yeah, just maybe misjudged the situation. Maybe just didn't fully recognize how many lurkers there were when he blinked on forward. As yeah, everything just got annihilated. It was, look away, Protoss players, look away. And here we go. We're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the top right hand corner of Alkyone, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the blue Zerg, representing Team Onside. It is Solar. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Polish Protoss, the red Protoss, representing Psystorm Gaming. It is Gerald. Gerald, who did not have a bad start. Didn't remember if you're, I mean, it was a bit of a give and take. Remember, his initial Adept harass did very well, did surprisingly well actually. As oh, no shot. Are we taking the gold, Gerald? Pappy. Oh my god. Are we going for a gate expand at the gold? No shot. Okay, I mean, we're going for a proxy. We're doing something with this, right? Checking to make sure that we haven't taken, or that we haven't worked through that wall. Okay, we're good. Okay. Okay, so it looks like he was just checking to see if Solo was taking the gold base. Thank God. I was... my heart stopped for a moment there. Okay, we're expanding. We're good. So Gerald, he's going for a delayed probe scout, and he's taking his gold base. Sorry, he's taking his regular base as his natural. He was just checking to make sure that Solar didn't take the gold. But what was I getting? Yeah, okay. So at the start of game 1, Gerald, he had a good start when it came to killing workers, but if you remember, just really late Twilight Council, really late Forge, really late Tech and Transition, everything else felt very messy from Gerald, unintentionally so. Like, if you remember, the reason why I said that I don't think the delayed Twilight Council was intentional was at the time he had banked up resources. He had like 300, or even more than that, when he did throw down the Twilight Council itself. So again, it did seem like a bit of a mistake from Gerald. As, oh my god, we are getting straight into a Twilight Council opener. this time it's not late. This time it's early, actually, as the pro, being as annoying as possible, does delay the third base. Goes down the pylon. Just trying to delay this hatchery for as long as possible. Disrupt the economy here of Solar. Do we get the cancel? Up. Ooh. We cancel just in time. But again, behind this, we have a Twilight Council opener. This should be for Glaives. This could also be for Dark Templar. So far, we have not pulled out of gas. Not yet. But show us what you got. We're still just banking up more resources across the map. Adept gets eyes on the third base, making sure that it has been taken. Robo on the way as well. Again, Twilight Council did feel early, and there it is. We have our follow-up tech. It is not going to be Glaives. It's going to be a DT opener instead. Now, this, again, is not all in from Gerald. This is designed to get some economic damage done. If there is detection in position, if Solar is ready for the DTs, then we can, of course, morph them into Archons as well. Meanwhile, Adepts, they do shade into the main base. They get one drone. Not bad. They get one worker for their troubles. They recall back home. And from here, we should be able to establish our natural and even look to expand. We're still on a low gateway count. There we go. Still on a relatively low gateway count, but we're getting up to 3 gateways. Lings go for a big counterattack. They get eyes on the would-be third. We'll confirm that it's soon to be taken. Twilight Council is moving out. Again, really interesting opener here from Gerald, because it's 3 gates, not 4. It's going to be 3 gate DTs. And, the reason why I say 3 instead of 4 is because with 4 you can morph in 2 Archons. So this is going to be a little bit disjointed here from Gerald as he gets across the map. Going for that warp in. And back at home, we have a Spore at the third, we have a Spore at the natural, and we don't have a Spore in the main. That should be where we're headed. Main base is looking that much more vulnerable. Lair still in production. We have Lings at the third. Prism has been revealed. There's the Spore. Immediately Spore on the way. Queen's trying to get in position. So far, the DTs there are uncontested. We dive right on the Morphing and Spore. We have another on the way. Reposition the Spore from the natural. We will get it burrowed. So we go for another warp, but the Prism! No! The Warp Prism! Up! Oh my god. Will barely escape. Keeps all those Dark Templar alive. And Gerald will get the hell out of there. Does make it out in the end. Behind this, we have a Disruptor on the way. We are working towards our Robotics Bay. Of course, because it was only a 3-gate opener, this third base is slightly faster. We have a decent economy. It's going to get up and running. Behind this, Solo going to be responding with his Spire. Spire tech is on the way. And what have we gotten here? We got 1 drone with the Adepts. We got 11 Lings. Gerald, he may not have dealt too much economic damage, but this Archon drop is going to keep Solar pinned back at home. He's going to be stuck at home. We are going to try and pick off a couple of Queens. The Observer is going to go down. That Warp Prism is so very low. You have to respect it. We have to be careful. Looks like 1 Queen is not going to go down. Oh, the Overseer. We do get at least the Overseer for our troubles. An Overseer for an Archon. Oh my god. We barely keep it alive. At the same time, Ling counterattack doesn't quite find any damage. And Gerald, he's settling down here on 3 bases. He is settling in. Losing a debt, but not much more than that. Now, what is scary is that Solar has gotten away with the Spire. Despite the harass, despite the Archon and the DTs, Gerald hasn't seen the natural, he hasn't seen the Spire. We can do one of two things. With the Spire, we can either chase down this Warp Prism and hunt it down, or we can look for some economic damage. And so far, this third is looking exposed. The main, the natural. There we go. The mutas have been revealed. Cannons and shield batteries are on the way. And Geralt is moving out. We're still committed to muta production. Yeah, there are blink stalkers back at home. The mutas, they do nothing. And can Solar hold on? Can he defend? The mutas, they collapse on the Warp Prism. Nova goes up. Ooh, big connection on the roaches. More good connections here once again on the roaches as well. But we shut down the Warp Prism. We break through the Archons. We get on top of the disruptors, and one disruptor goes down. The other does escape. Just barely. But Geralt, he's on the back foot. He's racing back home. Only surviving with one of his Archons as well. Solar, he's going to have to retreat. Did end up losing his detection. Oh, and Solar, he does overextend. Geralt's going to be able to punish these roaches. Let's take down a good chunk of them. So do rotate over. And again, Geralt, he's held on to his third. Fourth base is on the way. He was in a little bit of trouble after losing his main army, or losing, again, that main fight. Geralt, he has recovered. Relying on Blink Stalkers. Rebuilding his Disruptor count. But he's going to get surrounded. Decent over, but another disruptor is going to go down. Very high value pickoffs here. Solar getting both disruptors as he goes back into muta production. Goes back into those mutas. DT harassed here, going to be shutting down this hatchery. Oh, do we have detection in time? No. The Overseer does get sniped, and this base is going to go down as well. Gerald. Oh, my pulling his opponent apart. Another massive Nova as well. Does connect. Gerald doing a lot with a little. But he is triggering a counterattack, and does he have enough to hold on? A disruptor on the high ground. Shield battery overcharge. Should be able to keep up with this. Right now, there's a lot of pressure on Solar to try to get some counter damage. Does pick off three Stalkers. Gets a fourth. He can fight it. Oh my god. 50 meters. Something to be respected. Gerald, he will be able to pop that overcharge. Does hold on to his natural. Solar behind this. He's on 4-base saturation, but doesn't have that fourth. He's going to have to double expand. Soul's going to be able to max out, but he's stuck on Ling, Roach, Muta. And he's still making more mutas. He's just doubling down here on the muta cloud. With the 23 mutas. The armies are going to be clashing. Stalkers getting picked up. Shaving off a couple of Lings. Getting a Roach. As we move out, the mutas, they move back in, but once again, we have Stalkers in position, and Solar gets punished for it. I'll be honest, this investment into mutas this entire game just hasn't really been worth it. He killed that War Prism initially, but outside of that, I'm not feeling it. Nova's going to be going off. Not the best connections here from Gerald. But there's barely a ground army to begin with. Here we go. It's all about those Stalkers. Yeah, we're diving through. We're breaking through the roaches, getting on top of the mutas as well. Does Geralt have enough? It looks like he does. Expensive losses for Solar, trying to make mass muta work, and it's just not working out for him. I say that, here come the Ling reinforcements. The Lings, they're chewing through the Stalkers. Oh my god. These have been expensive trades for Solar. He's down to 15 mutas. God. Solar still doubling down, working on +2 air attack. 6 more mutas in production. Oh my god, another 2 mutas get picked off. We can't afford to lose them. To be able to afford this, Solar, he is taking that rich resting gas geyser. Should be mining from it soon. He needs that gas. As this has been a very scrappy game. There we go. Gas is being prioritized. At the same time, here comes a DT counterattack. No detection. Uh-oh. No detection, and we don't have a spore, not yet, and we can go for the mineral line, we can go straight for the hatchery itself. Yeah, 8, 9 workers going down, 8 workers even. Where's the detection? It's not here! No shot, the hatchery! It goes down once again. Gerald getting a base, at the same time a Zealot counterattack here on the right-hand side. Drones are falling left and right. Again, Solar, he's just being picked apart. Having a hard time keeping up here. The Invisible Man, it's too much. Behind this, we're getting into Colossi as well to deal with all those things. We're back up to 28 mutas against 28 Stalkers. Oh, and are these mutas finally going to find damage? They find Zealots? A Nexus? Stalkers, they know where they need to be. They're recalled over towards the right-hand side. And that's going to be a cancel on the goal base. Now, thankfully for Gerald, Solar, he hasn't seen this base on the right-hand side. He isn't aware of how vulnerable this location is as well. Solar, he has maxed out. Down in workers, though. Down in economy. This army, though, has a lot of potential. That's the thing. Like, that's the thing with going mass muta, is that if you can take one good fight, you can just win it all. Once again, though, mutas are getting picked off. The Lings! Ooh, massive Colossus wipes. So many Lings go down. At the same time, another big Zealot run by. We get 7 worker kills. And more Zealots here on the right-hand side. Solar, whenever he moves out, he's just so committed. He leaves nothing at home to defend. And he's being punished for it. Maybe a little bit premature. These Zealots should be shut down. God, that's 15 Zealots for 19 drones. It's fine. Things are going to calm down. Do we have an overseer? We do. Okay. I was like, where are the overseers, Pappy? No overlord speed. That explains a little bit here. There's no pneumatized carapace. The overseers, they take a long time. Another base is going to go down. No spore crawler. What is that? The second, the third time that hatchery has died? The GTs, they don't stop. They don't stop. There it is. Finally, overlord speed in production. So late. And even though, there we go, even though Solar has been losing a lot of bases, he finds a free Nexus. Nexus is going to be going down, but at the same time, Gerald, he doesn't care, he's pushing. Yeah, he should be going all in, which does mean he's going to be losing a lot back at home. Base trade? Do we commit to the base trade as we lose 13 drones? And back at home, we warp in a round of Zealots. We are holding. Yeah, the army, it's racing back home. We go for the recall. Probes are going down, but we clean up the Lings. We trap them. Lings are going to be going down. Meanwhile, across the map, that's going to be 20 worker kills. DT's in the main even. 24 drone kills. Ay, ay, ay. And here comes Gerald. Sending everything across the map and going for the kill move. Yeah, with Archons, with Stalkers, and what can these mutas do? They try to magic box. God, that's a massive 46 mutas. Oh, an apocalypse of mutas dives on in. We take down the Archons. Can we win the fight against the Stalkers? No shot. We are. We're forcing back the Stalkers. That fight started with, I want to say, 50 mutas. And we clean up all the Stalkers, but we have reinforcements coming in. We dive on forward. At the same time, the ground army breaks through. GG gets called, and Gerald will tie up the series 1-1. GG. The hell just happened? GG, well played. Solar doubling down early on here on the mass Muta, and as you can imagine, Mutas are so fragile, they're so expensive as well. And Solar, he didn't really get the momentum that he was looking for quite some time. He never really got into a mineral line. Towards the end, if you remember, we did see a big Ling run by. We saw a big Ling counterattack, and we finally were killing bases. But outside of that, again, Solar, he was never able to really touch the economy of Gerald. So Gerald, he was able to just trade more efficiently, was able to maintain his bases for the most part, and Solar was the one just being pulled apart left and right. Zealot run by, his DT counterattacks, even catching the mutas at times. Gerald was just all over him. It was crazy. It was wild. GG. GG. Oh my god. And I think we have to agree the MVPs there were the Dark Templar, right? How many times did those DTs find a base without a spore? Right? Without a spore crawler. Remember how late it was. I took note. At the 16-minute mark, that's when we got Overlord speed. Without Overlord speed, even though we had Overseers, the Overseers were having such a hard time keeping up. They could not keep up with the constant harassment, with the constant run-bys. Solar just cutting some corners and getting punished for it. And here we go, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn. We have the South Korean Zerg player representing Team Onside. It is Solar. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have its opponent. We have the Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is Gerald. Like, you act like you've never seen 50 mutas before. When was the last time I saw someone make 50 mutas in a pro game? Not this season. Maybe last year? It's been a long time. Obviously, I've seen it before, but it's not a common occurrence. It's not common at all, actually. Even when players go Ling Bane Muta, like in ZvT, for example, like we casted Cyril versus Cure a couple of weeks ago on Radisson Station, and Cyril went Ling Bane Muta. Even then, he didn't commit to 50 mutas, mate. We get enough mutas to harass his denied drop play, but going up to an excessive amount like that isn't really done too often. Yeah, crazy. GG. even when Dark, for example, even when Dark goes mutas against Protoss, which he does do from time to time, he goes up to maybe like 25, maybe 30 max, because he still relies on a ground army to harass and to move out. He still relies on Roach Ravager to support the mutas. So yeah, impressive. GG. GG. ZvP doesn't believe in the mutas. He never goes mutas. I mean, I'm talking about cast. I'm talking about like the players that we cast. Shaking my head. Oof. And that's probably a reason why we don't see players go up to 50 mutas, because I mean, Solar just just didn't quite work out for Solar. To be fair, like there's a big reason for that, right? It wasn't necessarily the mutas that killed Solar. Again, it was the harassment, the DTs, the Zealot run-bys. Typically, when you go for a mass amount of mutas like that, you're the one with map control, you're the one keeping the Protoss player at bay at home, and you typically don't have to worry about run-bys, you don't have to worry about counterattacks, because you're on top of everything, typically. Meanwhile, we are settling into this, and so far it was a hatch gas pool opener here from Solar. Going for a standard opener, getting into his third base. Likewise, Gerald, this time going for a standard opener as well, going for a Stargate. So there's going to be Stargate play from Gerald. This should be leading into a third base, and this should be leading into a standard opener from our Protoss, which I approve. You know, last game, sure, the Dark Templars did do a lot, but relying on DT openers two games in a row is typically ill-advised. As the Ling slips into that main base, it's going to be shut down, but we do get confirmation that we do have a Stargate as well as Oracles on the way. So on Solar, he does see everything he needs to when it comes to what's coming his way. Lings are moving out, and Solar is going to be threatening that third. And meanwhile, we have our transition. And I am curious, because that is a Twilight Council before third base. This feels like Glaive Adepts. This almost screams Glaive Adepts. But we'll see. We'll see what Gerald has in store for us. We'll see how hard we commit. Again, for the Twilight Council to be thrown down before the third base, for there not to be a Forge alongside the Twilight Council. If this was a standard player, I would say this is Glaives. If this was Hero, I would say like a 3-base Blink Stalker all in. For now, the Oracle does get one drone kill, but gets zoned away. And show us what you got. There it is, Glaives in production. I've been burned too many times by Hero. Again, if this was like a normal player, I would say Glaives. If this was Hero, I'd be like, maybe it's Blink, maybe. But there it is. It's gonna be Glaives here from Gerald. Now, I wonder if Solar is aware. Like, he should have taken note that the third base was later than normal, and that does already like flag some, or flag some kind of odd play here. Alarm bells should be ringing at least a little bit, and Solar, he's being active. He's trying to get a read on what's going on. Lings are moving out, and we will catch a Stalker. Stalker does go down, but the Lings are denied. One Ling does slip towards that natural. Does get eyes on 3 Adepts, but that isn't a big tell either, as additional Adepts are amassing. Behind this, Roachhorn is finishing up. We have Lings on the way. And here comes the push from Gerald. Again, the Roachhorn did finish up just in time. Roaches are in production. We go for the full wall. Solo knows. Now he knows what's going on. He does wall off the natural. No way in. And Gerald, he needs to trade. He needs to get damage done with this. So far, denied entry into the natural base. Gerald going to be rotating over towards that third. At the same time, Oracle's into the main. Safe Strap goes off, only catching a handful of drones. 4 workers at the third, 1 in the main. Yeah, the roaches are amassing, and Solar, he should be okay. We have enough roaches, we have enough Lings. Gerald trying to pull apart the attention of Solar. Doesn't shade. And this is a little bit worrisome. So, the problem with what's going on is Stay Strap goes off, only catches 1 drone. We're going for the hatchery? Oh my god. The problem with this is that we delayed Blink. We delayed Blink, we delayed the Robo, the Forge, +1. So much tech here was delayed in favor of these Adepts. And so far, they haven't really done much damage. They've killed 1 drone so far. Oh, they killed 2. They've killed 2 workers. A couple of stasis traps have gone off. We did force a reaction. We did force out some roaches, but these Adepts, they needed to do more than this. Yeah, and Gerald, he does feel the pressure. He commits to the shade. He shades in here as well. He finds some drones. This is what we needed. This is what we were hoping for. 12 workers go down in the blink of an eye. Solo was doing so well keeping up, was doing so well minimizing his losses. And finally, drones are falling. We head into the third, we get even more. It's going to be 16, 18, 19 workers. Can we get, we can go past 20. 21 workers and a massive stasis trap in the, Gerald. A massive stasis trap in the main base, almost covering everything. And we're not done. We get another stasis trap here at the third. Thankfully, we do react in time. But this is what Gerald needed. And back at home, he's amassing his Blink Stalker army. Blink is done. +1 still on the way, but he shuts down the Lings. And now Solar, he is hurting. Re-droning, still working on the rest of his tech. Drones getting back to work. Whew. And Gerald's not looking too bad. Still heavily reliant on purely Blink Stalker, but we have the Robotics Bay on the way. This is to get into Colossus, into Disruptors. And we still have more Adepts. We're not done. We are not done. Adepts going to be threatening that 4th base. Stalkers, they rock up. They could even force a cancel on the 5th. But Gerald, he hasn't seen it. He doesn't know. Lings are pushing forward, and Gerald, he's being zoned away from the hatchery. He's not aware he is actually being collapsed upon. Oh, Stalkers are getting picked off. Expensive losses here for Gerald. And Solar, he's not slowing down. he continues to chase. Oh, but he's going to be punished for it. As we deny mining time here at the 4th. Only 3 drones, though. A worthwhile trade for Solar. He killed some Stalkers, and more importantly, he protected the space. Again, if Gerald was aware of it, he would have forced a cancel. 100%. He just didn't see, didn't know. Behind this, Colossus production getting underway. We do have a Dark Shrine in production as well from Gerald, getting into DTs. Getting into those Dark Templar. Solar amassing his army. He's pushing out. He's cutting workers here at 77, making nothing but Lingbane Roach Ravager. Where are the force fields? Where are the shield batteries? Okay, there's one shield battery here at the 3rd base. Solar going to be pushing on forward. Bailey's going to be rolling in as well. Solar looking to bust into that mineral line and even break the army. And there's no way out. The probes are going to go down. Bailey's they crash into Stalkers. Not the best trades here, but it looks like Solar, he may just have too much. Sure, he may have lost workers across the map, but he is committed and he is breaking his opponents. Gerald did well for himself, but he loses the 3rd base. The Colossus, they're holding on. And Gerald, he does protect his natural, but he's zoned away from his own 4th as well. And Solar, he's not stopping, by the way. He's still amassing nothing but Lings and Roaches. Still just rallying everything across the map. He wants the Colossus. Oh my god, the juggling. We save one, but we don't. Oh no, we don't save either. Both Colossus go down. And Solar, he is snowballed out of control. GG gets called. Solar is able to break at Gerald here in the counterattack, and he takes a series 2-1. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Solar able to just double down on a mid-tier army, on just Lingbane, Roach Ravager, and Geralt, unfortunately, he just wasn't ready for the counterattack. He did a lot of damage. He did a lot of economic damage. This is true. Don't get me wrong. This is very true. But he was more fixated on saturating his 4th, on taking up even further. He only had 2 Colossi ready for that counterattack, and if you remember, even before that, he was bleeding out a lot of Stalkers. Wasn't able to get ready in time for that assault, especially on Oceanborn. We bring this up all the time, but on Oceanborn, the rush distance by ground, very short. Very short rush distance by ground on Oceanborn. Doesn't take too long to move out across the map, and Geralt, he was caught with his pants down, but regardless, a great series. GG, well played. Geralt, he had his moments in this series, and even though he may be knocked out here, did well for himself, and GG. GG, well played. Solar advances on. Geralt is going to be eliminated. And Solar already has his next opponent ready and waiting.